What's going on, everybody? It's Monday night, which means it's time for another Toypixx live stream. And tonight, we're going to be talking all about those pre-orders that Jada finally put up for Fred and Barney Rubble in their cereal mascots line. That's right. They come with Fruity and Cocoa Pebbles, and each comes with 2 sets of extra hands, which is pretty sweet. You know I'm a fan of such things. We'll also be talking a little bit about ye old Marvel Legends fan stream or live stream, pulse stream, whatever they're calling it nowadays. We'll be talking about what went down there, what kind of craziness there is. Now, you guys know I'm not really into Legends, but you gotta love seeing this stuff and being like, oh, they're making so many, they're trying really hard to do right by the budgets they're given and all that. So there is plenty to appreciate when it comes to Marvel Legends and anything else you guys end up sending my way, because we all need to chat all the nerd things when we have our chance. So if you're catching this on the replay, let me know what figures that went up for pre-order today. Well, what figures in the reveals, the Marvel Legends reveals, are you most stoked about? And will you be picking up the Jada cereal mascots, Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble? Also tonight, we have ginger lemon tea and kombucha and water. Tonight, I shall be hydrated. Also, I found this. Hang on, there are sounds to play with. I know, we're kind of all over the place, but check this. Oh, I don't think I'll hardly use them at all because I've always got the chat up and they're in a totally different window area. So right now we're going to try, let's see, bounce. Yeah, that'll work. Anyway, this background, by the way, was generative AI by StreamYard. Obviously, people are starting to crack down on StreamYard and being like, even if he types Hanna-Barbera, I want you to go generic Hanna-Barbera, not the real thing. Probably a good thing that that's happening. Anywho, let's go back to ye old chat and see what's going on in the land of the action figure collectors and the land of the esteemed chat. Ladies and gentlemen, the best chatters on the internet. Here we go. Kicking it off with Sci-Fi George. Greetings and toytations, everyone. Greetings and toytations yourself, Sci-Fi. Sad news to start off with, but Carl Reiner and his wife were found deceased in their home. The son is being held in custody. Carl Reiner started off as a meathead on the CBS sitcom All in the Family. Later, he followed in the directing footsteps of his father, Carl Reiner. Correction, Rob Reiner is the son. Carl is the father. Carl was also half of the comedic duo of Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner, and their friendship lasted decades. Rob Reiner has directed cinema classics such as The Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, and A Few Good Men. In other movie news, Disney is promoting Avengers Doomsday by having 4 different teaser trailers following weekly after one another in front of the Avatar Fire and Ash film. This week's trailer focused on Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, in his prime, riding a motorcycle to a very nice house, and then you see him holding up a baby boy in his arms. The second trailer is rumored to be Thor. The third will feature Doctor Doom, and the fourth will be the full trailer. I'm not paying almost $40 for like a 7-minute trailer. Definitely not to see Avatar Fire and Ash 4 times. I'll stick to leaked footage on X and YouTube, but I am curious how they plan on doing this. I'm not mad at their marketing plan. I'm just not buying into it, literally. HBO Max featured the last ep of It, Welcome to Derry series last week. 8 eps, and they are bangers. I'd personally love to see It versus Gamera, the Eater of Worlds and Children versus the Guardian of Children and the Universe. The Marvel Legends team showed off their MCU Deadpool and Wolverine wave featuring Wesley Snipes as Blade, Wolverine in his brown and tan outfit with the mask, Wolverine in his battle-damaged tiger striped outfit, Cowboy Deadpool, aka Matthew McConaughey, all right, that comes with a separate gun, spinning effects that you could possibly use for any of your other revolver-slinging figures, a spot on Cassandra Nova, and finally a deluxe Deadpool that comes with his gold guns. Wolverine's metal skull and spine, metal skeleton nunchakus, and the Hulk smash hands. Plus, do good from the film. To me, this is a better Maximum Deadpool than what was Dogpool from the film. Good Lord, sorry about that, guys. This is a better Maximum Deadpool than what was previously offered. This I might actually buy. Also, they have a late teens X-23 that comes with 2 head sculpts. They also showed off an astonishing X-Men Kitty Pryde, Colossus 2-pack, Spider-Man villain, the Grizzly that comes with a full bear head and one with his human face wearing a bear head. They also showed a semi-new Abomination. He comes with 3 different heads. One of the heads is the Cronenberg-ish mixture of Emil Blonsky and Rick Jones, surrounded by 2 giant hands from the Immortal Hulk series, where most of the characters had horrific twists to them. And the big whoop-de-doo was a Hulkbuster-sized mech styled after the Punisher, with Frank Castle's bandaged head on top. It looks nice, but I'll wait for the inevitable Target clearance price. As shown on today's thumbnail, it's the Fred and Barney ready for their post-serial toy debut from Jada Toys. They come complete with their Fruity and Cocoa Pebbles cereal boxes and bowls and multiple head sculpts. Jumping back to Marvel Legends, they also showed off a 6-inch scale Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider on his flaming cycle. Johnny is in his classic blue colors, and the bike is red with flame effects. It's the same as the 1/18th version. He comes with a flamingo, good Lord, with a flaming chain. Should have been a flaming shotgun instead. I'll get back to you, Anton. I'll get him to go next to my Danny Ketch Ghost Rider and bike. Last time I talked about Bobby Bala showing off the black figures. Well, on the backs of their cards are gold balloons with numbers on them instead of the normal action points that you can save up for mail-away exclusives. The black will have their own distinct mail-aways. Ace from Ramen Toys showed off a classic black and gold Trans Am hood and rooftop. Fan reactions were collectively mixed in the comments. Everyone loves the idea of a Smokey and the Bandit ramen car for next year, but not on the same body as the racer. They said that the Trans Am needs its own body. They also hope this would mean that Ace will make a Bandit and Buford T Justice figures. Ace already spoke about possibly making a cop car, so this would just be icing on the cake. Plus, the cop car will go with so many other themes. I'm sure it'll be a top seller. I'll definitely get 1 to 2 if possible. Well, that's the bi-weekly rundown for today. Now back to you, Dave, the esteemed chat, where it's at, baby. Sci-Fi, thank you very much, sir. Always appreciate the bi-weekly rundown, man. There's plenty in there. I didn't hear anything about the Ace thing, so I'll need to check out that Trans Am. Sorry, guys. The cough still lingers. It's not as bad as it was, though. Anton, don't worry, Sci-Fi George. I checked out your comments, and the master is nowhere to be seen. I guess I defeated him and his alien buddies. Go, Anton. That isn't awesome from there. Good old Fred and Barney. I finally got to see me TV Tunes, which is now on my cable system. The TV Tunes or the Looney Tunes? Tell me out, Anton. Either way, good, man. I likes it. All right, now let's get to the rest of the chat. What's up, Star? Good to see you tonight, man. Let's see, in honor/celebration of Pebbles mascots, Fred and Barney pre-orders going live. I'm currently indulging in copious amounts of Pebbles cereal, washing it all down with fresh sake. Good days indeed. Tell me, okay, Star, here's what we all need to know. Now, that doesn't mean that you put sake instead of milk in the cereal, does it? Because that would be a unique flavor, I believe. Let's see, what's up, John? Good to see you tonight, sir. I got my pre-orders from Star. I got my pre-orders for InArts Batman, Arkham Origins Batman Pig locked in. Anybody else doing the same? Hard to believe such a spectacular fig is still available for pre-order. Thought they'd be a day one sellout. Here's where I'm lost, is their scale is now all over the place. Like, I would love to get this stuff, but I need something that's going to match my stuff a little better. So that might be part of it. I know it sounds insane, but if other people are like me, that could be part of why it hasn't sold out yet. Whew, Sci-Fi is on fire this evening. Oh, man, Sci-Fi has had it going for a while. He's kind of crushing it. I'm stoked for Grizzly. I can barely contain my excitement. I can't wait to get my paws on him. I see what you did there. Spaded, what in the AI am I looking at here? I think, in case you weren't here, I said Hanna-Barbera characters in StreamYard's generative AI. And I think Warner Brothers and everybody's cracked down enough where they're kind of scared. They're like, we'll go Hanna-Barbera-ish and see what we get, which actually I'm okay with. Everybody kind of gets the idea, but it is funny to scan this thing and see just how wrong so much of it is. Yabba dabba doo, mother truckers. What's up, Rick? Good to see you tonight, man. Woohoo! It gonna be a good night. Oh, nice. Let's see, Sloopy Boo and the hysterectomy machine. I think that's pretty much what we're looking at this point, Spaded One. Star, did Fred go on a diet in this illustration? He might have. He's not eating all his pebbles. Alex, what's going on, man? Hello, Dave and Chet. I'm excited about the Punisher and the Cowboy Deadpool and X-23. I think X-23, I don't know. I think I zoomed in on the face because they were talking about how good the face was. And one of them, the one where the hair is just down, looked phenomenal. They really nailed Daphne Keene's likeness. I don't know. Obviously, the Punisher is more of a, it's more of a comic book take. So likenesses are a little more fungible, but I was impressed with what they did as far as the head sculpt with that X-23. Spaded One. Fred looks like he's been selling ShamWows for the last 30 years. He does. He does. Poor Fred. Alex, but that brown suit Wolverine looks awesome as well. It does. It does. I mean, they're nailing the looks of these things. If they got ball peg waists in there, ooh, I'm kind of glad they haven't, actually, because they are getting much better at making these characters look like who they're supposed to look like. Brick, rest in peace, and power to the Reiners. Man, I was awake last night when that story broke, and I was just looking on my phone like, no, come on, man, not him. You always think of Rob Reiner as being just such a nice dude, And it's looking bad over there for their whole family. I feel awful for them. Let's see this AI stuff and how your brain reads it trips me out. You just accept it at first glance, but when you look at any details, literally everything is wrong. I know. Hold on. I'm going to hide your comment. Check out, guys. Look at Scooby on the bottom. He looks like they're trying to be Scooby, but a dachshund at the same time. The dog right here, right in front of the whatever machine this is, in front of the thing that they want to be the mystery machine. But it's giant Scooby head on dachshund body. When I first saw it, I'm like, all right, that's good. It just cracked me up. All right, let's see here. Brick, I'm in for the Kitty and Colossus Astonishing 2-pack. The Kitty face sculpt, they're doing something cool with the face sculpts. The Colossus, it looks really good too. I was trying to remember. I saw images. I didn't read Astonishing X-Men, but I saw enough images. I was trying to remember, is that how his shoulders were? They were just rounded off, or did they have the things from the giant size X-Men, kind of the suit sticking off to the side a little bit over the shoulders? Either way, that looks like it's going to be an awesome 2-pack. I love that it's a 2-pack where you don't feel I've heard people use the term hostage packs. If you're trying to complete the Astonishing X-Men, that one doesn't feel like a hostage pack at all because you need them both. And I love that. I love that they're kind of trying to do that for the fans. Skew, what's up, dude? Thanks for stopping by this fine evening, and thanks for saying hi to the people. Much appreciated, sir. Whoo. All right, Skew, as you wish. Rest in power, Rob Reiner and fam. Yeah. Stop that. I really mean it. Anybody wants a peanut? Inconceivable. Yep. For sure. Skip past the mush stuff. Well, Grandpa, maybe a little mushy stuff. Found a Jada Frankenberry at Ross today. Arm snapped within seconds. Sad. Ah, spaded one. That sucks. I wonder. No, I was gonna say, I wonder. I mean, if it's been sitting at Ross that long, because Frankenberry's been out for what now, like 4 or 5 years? I wonder if just there were temperature, like he'd get sent on one truck to the next store and another truck to another store. But no, if he's out on the floor for any length of time, everything should have hit room temperature. So that is the stink. What's up, Paul? Good to see you tonight, sir. Skew, have fun storming the castle. Yep. Oh man, it sucks. Star, I wish Jada would do a pair of black and white Fred and Barney figs with packs of Winston cigarettes in honor of their early Winston TV commercial. I'd be all over that. I did not even know that was a thing, but now I kind of want it. I'm a sicko. Clearly, we're sickos, Star. Skew, you are the Brute Squad. Break. Dave, if you get to the last section of the chat and are confused by me and Skew, definitely watch Princess Bride. Don't worry. I have seen Princess Bride. I know we're all stunned, but don't worry, I'm good. See, Paul, thanks again, man. Keeping the people involved. Always love it. Whoo. It's a good night. It's a good night to be chatting, ladies and gentlemen. The Weilers Jetsons? Oh, no. I know not the reference. No. Excuse Slim Fast Freddy and Barn. You know, in this one, Fred is actually a very peaceful hippie kind of guy, I think. T. Spaded, you're going to love my nuts. Vince offer for Slap Chop. Best infomercial ever. What? Oh my God, how have I think I've seen, let's see, you're going to love my nuts. I'm sure I've seen that. Ah, dang it. LBZ, yo, what's up, chat? Thank you for coming through this fine evening, LBZ. It's great to see you, man. Scooby has hooves. I didn't notice that. That's awesome. Oh, dear. Dogs and cats melting together, pandemonium, and with Scooby having hooves, perhaps horses as well. Whew, this Frankenberry has 2025 date on it. It's new, just going to return it. Really? So they're still manufacturing them, huh? See, I've been ordering Street Fighter figs from BBTS just because they're Jada. I need my Jada figs, and I need it now. Yeah, I've been on it for Street Fighter lately. Like, they come up, I pre-order. Done deal. I still need to go for Fred and Barney, though. Spaded, wait a minute. I have Mesco Spanky. He has cigarettes in a pack. These Flintstones just became a must-buy for me. Oh, no. I likes it already. Star 2026, the year of Jada. No stopping what can't be stopped. It's going to be fun to see what all they come out with. Look at Barney's feet. Hang on. What do we got? Oh, dear. All right, guys. You see, hold on. Let me move my head here a little bit, if I can. There we go. Oh, no, I'm covering his feet. Not cool, Dave. Well, anyway, Barney's right behind Fred, and those are those are not cool. I mean, they're hilarious, but no. Spade, what a call. You're on it, brother. Man, yeah, that's going to be. And I did get some, what's the guy's name on eBay? Oh, I can't. GPS Lot. Like, I got some cigarettes on there before, too. That could be entertaining as well. John, I don't want to look too much at the picture. I need some brain bleach. Oh, for sure. And I'm trying to figure out what Hanna-Barbera city, or what are they even trying to do with the background there? Like, what are the buildings? Because it's not Jetsons, and there's nothing, they have a futuristic look to them, kind of. What other things happened in Hanna-Barbera that was supposed to be futuristic like that, except for the Great Kazoo? See, it just never ends. There's a vaguely Heathcliff Chapel blob above the Mystery Machine. Maybe what I need to do is just save this picture and just put it online so everybody can laugh. Shaped. Got it. Got it. Okay. You're right, though. Is that? No, I was going to say kind of Gargamel, but not really. Oh, this is insanity. It kind of, we could just sit here and look at this all night, just trying to figure out what they were trying to do. That would be bad, though. That would be bad. And off from what we're trying to swing here. So let's jump in. Let's just get right to it, shall we? Let's not bury the lead. Let's go check on Fruity Pebbles Fred Flintstone 1/12 scale action figure. Now, first off, I actually think that I shouldn't say actually anymore. Jada nails it with pretty much everything they do as far as like facially and everything. Fred looks great. I love that. You know what I hate though? When I saw this, I was thinking, oh man, they need to do that table. But if you really zoom in on this table, you can see that they just made it for this. And obviously, when they show the figures with their accessories, the table's not there. But man, that is such a cool thing. And I would think that we could probably make this Stone Age type, this kind of furniture fairly easily. Even I might be able to swing that because you don't need to do any kind of straight lines there. But I love the angry face. That's probably how Fred should be most of the time, just chasing Barney. But oh man, that is the most intense. Okay, Star, are you this intense when you're eating your pebbles with sake? Because Fred looks really intense right here. I do, man. I think when Fred's got an idea, I think that's amazing. I'm trying to remember. It might have been Veebs that I saw talking about this, talking about how insane it was, all the little color hits on the pieces of cereal here. Like that's just insanity. And he said that it didn't look splotchy. Like it looked like each piece of cereal actually had its own color instead of like the yellow here bleeding onto the green. I don't know. Maybe things get changed in production, but I think that's kind of amazing. And look at all that stuff Fred comes with. That's just awesome sauce right there. Now that I'm looking at it, let's see. His shoulders look like they stick out maybe a little more than the animation, but at the same time, if you're going to get the movement going that Jada oftentimes tries to get, there's not much you can do in here. I wouldn't think with any kind of like bringing the shoulder in. I don't know that there's much you could do there, but I'm not sure. That would depend probably heavily on whether or not this is an overlay. But either way, I'm gonna need Fred. Definitely gonna need Fred, and definitely gonna need Barney. These are perfect. These are perfect. How have I not pre-ordered this yet? Whoo. All right, John, this is like a new school Eldritch Horror Cthulhu called. He thinks this pick is too much. Oh, it might very well be, John. Is that Waldo? You know what, Star? I didn't look that close. We might have to see if we can find Waldo in this. Yes, fire. Someone please tell me that those furnishings are coming. Man, Star, I would love to say they are, but I don't know, man. Dio is fire too. Table, everything. Yep. You can make that table in 20 minutes with 50 cents worth of stuff. That's kind of what I figured. Get some of that pink foam and just spray it down with gray and add a little bit of indentation. I've been watching how people make their dios because I really needs to be a step up. The two things I need for my photos is I need dios, like the ground for dios, and I need the big monitor. And I feel like my photos will go to the next level with those things. So I've been watching the dio stuff. Spaded facts for sure, Skew John. Yeah, that furniture would be easily sculptable. That's what I'm wondering. Let's see. I'm way more interested in the cereal bowls and spoons. Oh, spaded one, but it's Fred and Barney. See, a judo chop, chop, chop. Love that Fred and Barney secret agent movie. I don't know that I saw that, Skew. I'm not sure I've seen Fred and Barney as secret agents. Star, we are sharing the same facial expression when enjoying pebbles along with any grade of finer alcohols. Excellent. Spaded, the cereal box is also smaller than the Halloween brands. Oh, I didn't know that, but I don't have any of the Halloween ones either. Let's see, Skew, Fred reacting to the AI portrayal, big face. Probably. Skew, you nailed it. I love that episode. How did I? Oh, man. I have to figure this stuff out. LBZ, yeah, I pre-ordered these and I still got to get Chester, Shaggy, and most of the Street Fighter. Jada, let's see, I've been spending most of my money on imports. Yeah, I see, LBZ. I know I'm not on very long and commenting and stuff, but I've seen a lot of those shots. Your stuff, it's going to be still, like we've talked about, how your collection just has to be crazy. Like when you used to have it all over the table. How's it set up now? Are the shelves starting to look pretty good? John, can't spray foam. It'll eat it. Needs something to cover it. Oh. Do you put, like, is there some kind of, is it like an adhesive that you would hit it with? And then, like, spray the, I don't know. Clearly I need to watch more of these things. Spaded, heck, I'll make one of those tables right now. Do it. Skew John, use acrylic and Mod Podge. Oh, okay. I could make it out of green stuff. I know nothing. Let's see. Tulo Turfland? Hey, Dave, how are you? Oh, Rulo Torfland. What's going on, Rulo, man? I'm great. How are you doing tonight? It's been a bit. I got to get a hold of you guys. Star Rulo, heck yeah, man. LBZ, nah, they're still on my desk, but I do rotate them every so often from storage. That's all right, man, as long as they look cool when you take the pictures. What's up, Harry? You can use Hodgepodge. Hodgepodge? Mod Podge? I mean, I'm good with any kind of podge. Whew. All right, so there we go with Fred. Let's get out of there and take a look at Barney. You know how many scenes we have to see of Barney running away from Fred while he's eating Fred's pebbles. I love the face sculpts here. Like, that is totally Barney. And that somehow is also totally Barney. Just confusion. And I love that they've got the pictures of the guys jumping in the air. That's not bad. And man, the poses that they can pull with these things. I'm trying to see. Let me go back. I want to look more at the joints in his arms. Dang. Maybe I have to go forward to see the joints in his arms a little better. No, wait, hold on here. Okay, he'll probably be able to get more than 90 degrees just because of this cut. But, I mean, he's a fairly small figure, I would imagine anyway. Here we go. We don't have to put nearly as many colors in the Cocoa Pebbles as we do the Fruity Pebbles, obviously. There. See, yeah, I would think we'll be able to get over 90 degrees on that. This is just fun, man. This is kind of like, I like a lot of the serious stuff. I like my Toypixx army. I like my Street Fighter and all that, but I've also got Chester hanging out and Tony the Tiger, and I think Fred and Barney are going to go perfect with those guys. It's just too much fun to not do. Like, it's ridiculous, but it's still all kinds of fun. Uncarded, I prefer porridge. Porridge to Cocoa Pebbles? Heresy, sir. See, Collector. What's up, Pixelated? Good to see you tonight, man. Alex, let's see, with an Indiana Jones Barney, like in the commercials. I forgot about that, but I know what you're talking about, Alex. You would like. Okay, I got you. Yep. Jada killing the animated pigs. Fire for sure, Skew, man. They come in and they knock these things out of the ballpark for sure. John Frosty is pretty cool, pun intended. Dang it. So I still need to get Frosty, apparently. That's dumb. Star, I need a Madam Yes and the other spies from that particular episode. Also, give me all the gruesomes, the Hatrocks, the Cartrocks, Joe Rockhead. Wow. I need to find this episode. Oh, man. Whew, it's a good night, Star. They need to get to making them. Skew, I think I might agree with that. But yeah, man, I'm loving the way these guys are looking. Thanks again, Paul. Whew, what have we? Ghost Dad, what's up? Do you think they will add other characters that show in the commercial, like Dino, Bam Bam, and Pebbles? They almost have to do Dino. Like, we need a Dino at least. Bam Bam and Pebbles, I wonder if they would do like a 2-pack or maybe a 3-pack with Dino. No, you need Dino to be his own release, I think. I don't know. I would think just because the cereal's called Pebbles, I would think we're going to get Pebbles in there at least. But I have to think Bam Bam and Dino are going to make it. What I'm continuously hoping for whenever I see these figures is for them to just go nuts with Hanna-Barbera and Looney Tunes. For this to be kind of the inroads for Warner Brothers to see if they sell. And if they sell well, then Jada will be like, hey, we can expand on this whole Hanna-Barbera thing. And now how will they expand? I don't know. Maybe they go into other properties. Maybe they try and finish off the Flintstones. But it's all predicated, I'm sure, on how well these two do. So I'm hoping these two do really well. But, I mean, I can't imagine if these two do well not getting Dino, Pebbles, and Bam Bam. There are no pre-orders until the new year. None now? Or you mean you're not pre-ordering anything now until the new year? hey, Ghost Tab, no worries, man. See, Ghost Tab, they will once they see the response to these. Man, hopefully. I hope it's good. I hope it's a quality response. But yeah, there we go there. Oh, good Lord, I got huge again. What's up, everybody? All right, now let's jump in. We're going to go to Preternia here on Instagram. So if you're not following him, it is preternia.com. It's actually everything spelled out, preternia.com on Instagram. And then you can follow him on X as well. Here is the first reveal from the Marvel Legends panel. And it kind of has that holiday feel to me where, I mean, if something really interested me, I might pick it up, but I never feel compelled to do so. I think it's kind of a fun idea, but I just don't see picking it up, but maybe others would. It is a fun idea. Like, I just don't know. I don't think I would get this for anybody. And I don't think most of the people I know would want it. So I'm just not sure. How many of you have seen this I Love You 3000 Iron Man and think, okay, I know somebody that this would be perfect for? Let's see, John, I've tried to calm down on orders until after the new year as well. Yeah, it's tough, man, because it feels like with these guys, my target is so hit and miss with Jada stuff that and I've still only seen the first wave of Street Fighter figures at my Walmart. So I feel like when it comes to Jada stuff, I almost have to pre-order it just so I can forget it and they'll just show up. But I don't know. We'll see. If I'll probably pre-order these two, and then in the future, if I start noticing more and more Jada stuff hitting shelves, I'll probably go out and pick some up and maybe gamble a little more on not pre-ordering. Space Ghost figure, Thundar, these are things they need to do, Harry, for sure. Like Space Ghost, everybody fires off Space Ghost. And I've been hearing a lot about Thundar too. So I gotta think if they're able to jump more into the Hanna-Barbera pool, I have to think at least Space Ghost would happen. Star Hanna-Barbera would be a treasure trove of pure gold if Jada can land that license. I mean, they've got they're in with Warner Brothers, but Warner Brothers is obviously in a little bit of flux between Netflix and Paramount and all that stuff right now. So maybe the last thing they're thinking of is ironing out licensing deals. But I don't know. Anton, the last of the Time Lords is here. Good to see you again, Anton. Woohoo! Must push button. Sculpt is done. We painting. Wait, Spaded, have you seriously? You're already doing that table? you. Brick, I got a lot of stuff dropped these last few weeks of the year. Merry Christmas to me. Zezre's Gold Hilder, Furies, Azure Lion, Grey Knight's Queen of Shadows, Medi's Two-Headed Ogre, and Keep Going's Human Model. Holy crap, Brick. Okay, I think, let's see. I know Zezre's Gold Hilder. I know the Azure Lion. I think I know the Queen of Shadows, but I don't know the Two-Headed Ogre. We might check that out later. And I know that I've seen a lot of human model type figures. I just don't know that I've seen Keep Goings. So we might come back to all that. Let's see, Sci-Fi. I blocked that 3000 Iron Man out of my mind so well, I forgot to put him in my news report. He's right here. He's in your head now, Sci-Fi. Take that. Rest in peace, Rob Reiner. He was a really good director and a very funny man. I think we all agree with that sentiment, Anton. What's the Hanna-Barbera stuff in the corner? It was, Anton, we might hide this picture a little later. It is absolutely abysmal AI. So StreamYard does AI backgrounds. So I thought, let's just see what happens if I type in a lot of Hanna-Barbera characters. And so I did that. And it put this up, and as we're all looking through it, it is terrible AI of Hanna-Barbera characters, which kind of makes it hilarious. So we might hide some of these pictures so you can get a good look. Ghost Tab, the I Love 3000 is a stupid idea. It has nothing to do with the context of the movie, and Iron Man is anything but romantic. They can do Red Skull for Puerto Rican Pride Parade while they are at it. Oh boy. Let's see. While Thundar is now owned by Warner Brothers, shout out to Ruby Spears Production who created it. Folks often think it's Hanna-Barbera, but nope. Ooh, I did not know that. Thank you, Brick. Sci-Fi, Agent Flintstone, Yogi Bear had his own movie too. Him, Boo Boo, and Cindy Bear went to Italy and things got pretty serious between her and Yogi. Uh-oh, Yogi. Let's see. Yep, I'm doing it. Oh, dear. All right. He's making a table, ladies and gentlemen. I noticed Ed, and Eddie there. That was one of my favorite cartoons. I will never, ever stop loving cartoons. I'm not sure too many of us will, actually, Anton. I put a lot of cartoons on that I know really well throughout the day just because I know them crazy well, and I don't have to stop to look at them, but I always know they're there, and that makes me happy. The only thing I can't put on is Looney Tunes, because no matter how many times I've seen them, I will chuckle relentlessly whenever they're on. So I'm like, okay, I know Looney Tunes is all over YouTube, but I'm not pushing play. I can't do it because I won't get anything done. Star, I heard from someone in the know about Haya, and they stated that Godzilla -1 is in the production queue for future figs. Yes, and the clouds parted. Life makes sense once again. That Sea Star, that is the Godzilla figure that I would get. So once that gets announced, you and me are getting us some Gojira that's going to be awesome. That human model is awesome. I prefer the red over the gray one. Might have to check that out still, huh, Sci-Fi? All right, John, I love you 3000 Iron Man. Reminds me of the holiday-themed Star Wars stuff. Not for everyone, but someone out there will really dig it. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here with it, too. And that was, yeah, a lot of people were talking about how it feels like a kind of a Valentine's Day sort of deal for Marvel Legends instead of how Star Wars does the holidays and Halloween and all that stuff. All right, sci-fi. They already have Puerto Rico Pride with Miles Morales. That's true. That's fair. That's better than Red Skull. Ghost have. I hope they do a Herculoids line and any of the wacky racers characters like Captain Caveman. Captain Caveman would be a dream come true for me. He was so ridiculous, bunga bunga, that I need him. Anton, yes, I know that Ruby Spears helped create that. They went on to create Deke and give us the real Ghostbusters and the good Inspector Gadget. Do, 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 do. Anton, Thundar the Barbarian is going to have a comic book from Dynamite, and there will be blind bags. Oh, blind bags. Ugh. Ugh. Anton, it's called, hey there, it's Yogi Bear, but I'm sorry to say that was only a fantasy sequence. But Yogi eventually confessed his love for Cindy. I vaguely remember, I don't know that I saw what I really remember when it comes to the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. So we all grew up, or many of us, I'm sure, grew up with Scooby-Doo on at some point during the day. So I saw a lot of that. But more of my Hanna-Barbera than anything was probably, I think there was a Hong Kong Phooey show that I saw. So Hong Kong Phooey is right here. Scatman Crothers, the man, Hong Kong Phooey, and Jazz. So he's there. Underdog. I'm trying to think of who all. I think the one that I saw all the time that I loved was the Racer show that had like the three teams. There was the Yogi team. There was, and I can't remember if that was the Wacky Racers or not, but it was the Yogi team, the Scooby team, and then the Bad Guys team. And even as a kid, I was the guy rooting for the bad guys. So yeah, there's that. And I think they did win once. Star, come on, Jada. I need my original Pink Panther and Company cast. Serial mascots are finite. Need more mascots from other sources like the Raid animated bugs. That would be awesome. Oh, those are kind of necessary. Oh, that would be sweet, Star. Sci-fi, there's actually mini hearts in the blast effects. Ooh, I didn't notice that. I noticed the heart on the chest. Sci-fi, Jada likes having a 5-year plan. Look at Scooby-Doo and Street Fighter. Yeah, I still got to get some Scooby. John, Hong Kong Phooey, #1 super guy. Yep. Quicker than the human eye. The Laugh Olympics. That's what it is, Sci-fi. Thank you. Appreciate it, sir. Star, I wish Jada would do some classic Dr. Seuss animation, The Grinch and Little Cindy Lou Who, well, let's see, who is no more than 2. Man, they do that. My mom always read the Sneetches to us so we could get in on some Sneetches action. That would be fun. Oh man, there's ridiculousness here. There's way too much that's way too cool to even think about with how crazy a Hanna-Barbera license could go. All right, so there he was. Now, here is the brown suit Wolverine. They talked about how this neck is there in case you got the original Wolverine with the Hugh Jackman head. You can swap out that neck and pop that on there. He's got extra hands. He's got what I believe is the hood hanging down over his back, but I'm not sure. And I will tell you, the one thing I noticed here, and let me know if in the movie it was like this, that kind of bugged me, is the fact that the brown doesn't go all the way, like it stops at the knee and then continues after the knee. Like I thought the figure looked pretty good, but then didn't have the paint on the knee. And even if they can't do in the joints, you'd think they could have gotten just 2 more paint hits to get this knee right. But that's the kind of thing that ruins a figure for me. And I know it's ridiculous, but it just does. I also wish we knew more about what was going on at the waist here, because it is overall a good-looking Wolverine figure, I think. And I really like this pose. I mean, they did a good job on this thing. And then there's only one blade. There's ever going to be one blade. Or there's only ever going to be one blade. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be stoked about this Wesley Snipes blade. But I don't know. What are you guys thinking so far? So we've seen Wolverine. We've seen Blade. We've seen the I Love You 3000 Iron Man. See, need some Jada Johnny Quest. Oh, yeah. I see we can get Dr. Quest's or Johnny Quest's dad, though, in Monster Force at least. Harry Herculoids with a stone monkey and dragon. Man, this is gonna get Hanna-Barbera. Man, I wonder how much of a market there really is for all this. Like, obviously, Fred and Barney are a test to see how crazy people go for that. I really hope they do well. I do. Anton, no, you're thinking of the All Star Lab Olympics, originally called Scooby's All Stars. No cars this time. That's the Wacky Racers. So speaks the last of the time. So speaks the last of the Time Lords. See, Ghost Tab. I watched Top Cat, Quick Draw McGraw, The Grape Ape, Wally Gator, Snugglepuss, or Snagglepuss, right? So any of those are welcome to make. Was it? He was. Oh, I can't remember. I'm trying. He was the pink cat, right? That wasn't. He obviously wasn't the Pink Panther. And am I totally missing him? Like, I can picture Grape Ape. I can picture Quick Draw McGraw, Top Cat, Wally Gator. Why am I having a hard time with, maybe it is Snugglepuss? Help me out, guys. Description. Anton, yes, the really rotten. Let's see, did win once because they forgot the cheese. And I don't see it, Dave, as one of the really rottens. What, as one of the really rottens fans? I don't know what it was. For some reason, they cracked me up, probably because of Muttley. Like, I would always sit there and go, just thinking, Muttley's awesome. Yes, brown suit Wolverine. Yeah, he looks pretty good. John, now I can't unsee the knees now. Thanks. I'll still probably get him. Sorry about that, John. It was just the one thing I'm looking at it like, oh, why didn't they go all the way through with that? Fortunately, that might be something that can be fixed with a Prismacolor marker or something along those lines. Harry, I might need to just buy the case for this release. Yeah, Ghost Tab. I've checked the Hot Toys tan movie Wolverine. The brown goes past the knees, and the knees are yellow. Really? The knees are yellow. Okay, then maybe that's perfection. Sci-Fi, they should have made a special claw hand that had the Hulk face across them. Ooh. You gotta take that at the right angle, though, but they totally could have done it. That Wolverine looks very cool. Yeah, he looks pretty good. Snagglepuss, okay. See, Anton, Blade looks really cool. Blade looks really cool. The first film and the second film were the ones to see. The third film, ouch. That's what I've heard. I know, pretend to be stunned. I haven't seen Blade, so I've got to go back and check that out. Now, let's keep going here. We got more Wesley Snipes. And we've got X23. And yeah, it was the head with the face with her hair down. I zoomed in on that, and that is just an incredible likeness to Daphne Keene. It looks really good. And if you don't care as much for this likeness, which isn't bad, it's just this one's so good. You can just throw those pink sunglasses right on here and cover up the eyes. Because usually when a likeness isn't quite right, it tends to come from right around the eyes. One thing I do wish they would have done, though, like I'm looking at them now, if one of these faces was like an angry face, like yelling, getting ready to just go nuts on somebody. So you get the yelling face and you get the glasses. I think that would be a fun composition, like a fun kind of a juxtaposition, I guess is the word that would be right. Because you have her snarling, and then you've got these cute little pink glasses up top, pink rim glasses. I think that would have been a funny picture. But yeah, I think they did a really good job with her. I think this Cassandra Nova, like the sculpts, guys, it's kind of like Star Wars. I think that their sculpts are really good. It's just their articulation with the fact that they still don't have a ball peg waist. It's just not doing it for me. But I know Dwight said if you have like an extra Matt Murdock body, you can have this creepiness going on from the movie, and you can pop this guy's head on that body, and it looks like you're actually creating the scene instead of her just going through a floating head, which is somewhat disturbing, although disturbing isn't always bad. I saw a picture of her, and I don't remember which one, where the face printing looked really good. This one's not bad, but I mean, it looked fantastic. Now, we don't know much about articulation here. I can't imagine We're going to get a lot. It almost looks kind of static there. And then we've got the Wolverine that I think everybody was after when the first wave of Deadpool and Wolverine figures came out. The only thing I will say here, I think, what do you guys think? I mean, I know this is supposed to be the end of the movie. He's throwing down with the Deadpool core and all that stuff. But would you have preferred this being a clean version? I mean, let's be honest, they'll probably release a clean version in the future. But would you rather it was dirtied up like this, or would you rather a clean version of the old Knucklehead here? We'll go back to the chat and then get going with Deadpool in a minute. Snagglepuss was a puma with a collar and cuffs, no suit. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ghost Av. Let's see, Star. I want Jada Pepe Le Pew, the poor female cat that looks like a skunk, as the object of Pepe's desire. Daffy and Sylvester with his son and a baby kangaroo. That would be so good, Star. All of it. Like where you guys are talking about Hanna-Barbera. I know a lot of it, but I don't know as much as you guys do. Where you're talking Looney Tunes, I know all this, and I'm just going, yes. I would go nuts for a Looney Tunes line. See, Sci-Fi, there's also the Wacky Racers and the Perils of Penelope Pit Stop. Also, Catch That Pigeon. I don't think I saw Penelope Pit Stop or Catch That Pigeon. Not cool. Snagglepuss kind of talked like Burt Warren, the great glass butler who did practically all the characters. That's right. That's right. Spaded, you haven't seen Blade? I just spilled my paint water in Mark Wahlberg confusion. My bad. I will, let's see, what was the one I wanted to see recently and I still haven't gotten to? Predator. I want to see Predator, and then perhaps after that, we go back and see Blade. Because obviously I need to see that movie. Ghost Have Star, I love Pepe Le Pew, but he's considered toxic nowadays. They took him out from Space Jam, not the good one, the one with LeBron. Well, that's okay. I mean, LeBron, that wasn't nearly as much fun of a Space Jam as having MJ in there. But yeah, he is considered toxic. We'll see if Jada cares if they ever get into a Warner Brothers line. Harry, all these figures are some of the best Hasbro has put out in a while. I know, man. Their sculpts they're really doing a good job. If they get, like I said, if they get those ball peg waists in there, I'll be in pain. My wallet, Mr. Stabby, will not be happy with me. Star, Ghost App, seriously? I didn't know that. How can they take Pepe out? He's a classic. Yeah, Sci-Fi, those pink heart glasses would go great with a 3000 Iron Man. Fabulous. It's fair. Ghost App, Star, Pepe was peak Looney Tunes. Let's see, Catch That Pigeon is a song. Good Lord. I don't know that part either. Oh, I do not know my Hanna-Barbera like I should, obviously. John, I'll send it to you on something. That'll work, sir. Appreciate it. Ghost Have, so true. I love that guy. Hanna-Barbera, great ape. I like it, Alex. Good call, Dave. Do a live viewing of the movies on your Discord. That could be fun. Although, see, here's me, though. I would have a hard time doing a live viewing because I wouldn't want to talk at all. I'd just be like, okay, I'm locked in to whatever movie I'm watching. So perhaps we'll see. It might be that maybe I'll see a movie once and then say, okay, guys, second viewing, we're going to check this out on the Discord. I guess it's Stop That Pigeon. I still don't know it. I got some catching up to do. Blade and Blade 2 are easily top tier best Marvel movies to watch. Wesley Snipes was perfect casting for Blade. Ghost Av, I've heard all that. And I've heard, like, I think, was it Star or was it Skew? Somebody said, don't watch 3. Yeah, I think that's what I've heard from quite a few people. Chattanooga Ed, what's going on, man? Hey, guys, I'm driving, so I can't read chat, but I'm enjoying listening. Chattanooga Ed, we're happy that you're listening, man. Thank you very much for swinging by and checking it out. Sci-Fi have a crossover team up between Sylvester and his son with Augie Doggy and Doggy Daddy. That would work as well. Sylvester. All right, now let's get into this a little bit here. I am shocked that Marvel Legends is doing this figure. Now, I might have to get online and find some other pictures while we're discussing this, but the Deadpool that basically completely dug up the Wolverine who died in Logan, dug up his grave, used his bones in the Bye 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 fight. This is those bones that he dug up. And like I said, I am absolutely shocked that Hasbro is doing this figure. So I'm hoping that maybe somehow, some way, Marvel is loosening the reins on what Hasbro is allowed to do and saying, you know what, go nuts. I don't know, but just the fact that they're doing this, that they're selling a Deadpool with quite a few extra hands, with a Logan skull, a spine, claws he can put on his hands here like that. I think, I mean, this isn't a figure I'm going to get. I don't get movie figures, or I don't tend to. But at the same time, I love the Hulk smash hands here. But at the same time, I love that Hasbro is doing this. I just am stunned that they're allowed to do so. See, Spaded, my generation got to see Blade before all this cookie cutter MCU stuff. Back when every movie was a home run swing for the fences. You know what? I have a feeling that that is also my generation. I just somehow missed Blade. I think I just knew too much about X-Men and Batman to worry about other stuff. Anton, it is called Stop the Pigeon, but it's also called Dick Dastardly and Muttley. Oh, wait a sec. I know Dick Dastardly and Muttley, but I didn't know Stop the Pigeon? So I'm confused. So is Stop the Pigeon like the theme song for Dick Dastardly and Muttley? Or was that the name of the show that featured Dick Dastardly and Muttley? I'm so confused. Spaded, there's a set of a lot of this stuff for the Mezco fig on 5K Toys. I did see some of that too. We might party there a bit. Sci-fi, every bone should have a silver sheen to it, not that plastic gray. It's more of an atrocity than Deadpool digging him up. See, that just adds to the desecration factor there, Sci-fi. The adamantium is no longer shiny, even if it was in the movie. Okay, let's jump in. That was all the movie stuff, pretty much, I think. Let's jump in here. Here we have Grizzly. And I don't know enough about this character, to be honest, guys. I had read somebody say that it should be just a regular sized dude in a bear suit, and this is way too big. What do you guys think of that? Does anybody know this character really well? I mean, I will say I don't like a ton of reads, but when they're kind of creative with it, I appreciate it a lot more. So what would you say here about Grizzly? Is he a good job? Did they crush it on him? Should he be a little smaller with just an oversized bear costume? What's everybody think? As I do the cough cough. Sorry, I'm going through. I'm looking. We're checking things. And he does come with another grizzly head, or an actual grizzly head, like the Ursa, what was it? Ursa Major or Ursa Minor? I can't remember. Ursa Major, I think. Comes with that head, comes with more claw hands. I just noticed, is this Knuckle Dusters? We've got some brass knuckles going on here. That's kind of fun. Let's see if I can find another picture with that. Of course not. Why? But I do enjoy a bunch of gold bars. See, this figure, depending, like if I could find him on super clearance, I might pick him up for the gold bars. That would be a fun thing for the Dio and the big bank bag as well. John, jokes aside, I have no real knowledge of this character, but I'm going to pick him up because he's cool and has interesting accessories. A rarity for Legends. Hopefully it's getting less rare. Like that Deadpool, it looks a little less rare. This guy, it looks a little less rare. I'm hoping, man, because I think this is kind of a cool look. Don't feed the bears. Probably a good idea. That's why it's good that he just comes with gold. Bears won't eat gold. Oops. Brick, yeah, he's a little big, but whatever. Looks good. Okay, I was curious, Brick. Thank you, man. I don't know my stuff. Sci-fi Grizzly is fine. Characters such as him and the kangaroo were outfitted by the jackal. Ah, okay. I'm trying to remember the kangaroo. I assume it's just a dude like this, but instead of wearing a bear costume, he's in a kangaroo costume. Anton, yes, is the theme song to Dick Dastardly and Muttley, and they were pilots, part of the Vulture Squadron that gave them their own show. Okay. All right, now I'm getting there. Thanks, Anton. John, if you want bank bags and such, check out Double Trouble accessory pack from Mesco. I do have that accessory pack, actually. I don't use it enough. I use it, it seems mostly when I'm doing a Catwoman picture, oddly enough. Brick, seriously, people need to chill. If you're a legit Grizzly fan, consider yourself lucky. No way in hell you could have predicted this character was actually going to be made. That's fair. That's fair. Like, I know Marvel fairly well. I don't know it crazy well as I'm learning with stuff like this. But if I haven't heard of the figure, the fact that it's made is kind of, it's just cool, I think, because you know that it's scratching a lot of itches that people have for more the C and D list kind of figures. Star, hard to take this Grizzly character seriously. He walks up to someone on the street and they'll just tell him where the football game is being played. He looks like he's a team mascot. The Bears. He's going to go up to Chicago, hang out. Wasn't Stop That Pigeon just like one episode? I remember that song though. Man, Brick, hopefully these guys can answer. I got nothing. Sugar Bear eats Golden Crisp cereal. That's fair. That's fair, sci-fi. Anton, the grizzly bear, he was a wrestler with an exoskeleton underneath his suit that made him powerful. He worked for the jackal. Okay, Anton, thank you. Now I'm learning. I hate when I'm learning. I'm kidding. I like to learn about this stuff. Star, maybe Grizzly could go toe-to-toe with Rhino. Might look interesting. Ah, the Rhino. A Rhino would tank a Grizzly, though. Like, literally tank him. Anton, no, he should not be smaller. He's a huge guy who did beat up Spider-Man once. Let's see, it took Spider-Man a couple of issues to finally beat him, discover who he was. Wow, okay. He is a member of a group of villains that are kind of animal themed, but they're also called themselves, they also called themselves the Losers. Well, you know, with a name like the Losers, you really don't set the bar too high. If you actually win one, then you're feeling pretty good about yourself. All right, let's get out of Grizzly, and now we are at Johnny Blaze, Ghost Rider. All right, guys, to all the Legends fans out there, what do you think? Are you picking this up? I'm trying to see how his waist, it looks like there might just be a crunch. Yeah, maybe just a crunch. Hold on, let me go back here. Yeah, maybe just a crunch and a waist cut. I love the look. I do. And Dwight did show you can take this back piece off to give it a more, I would assume, classic look. Like it was drawn like this, but it was also drawn more often where this wasn't on there, this back area with the skull on it. So I like that they're doing that. It feels like Hasbro before would do a motorcycle like this, and then to do like an exclusive, they'd add this piece. Or they'd do this because it was the more rare one and people wouldn't want this piece. And then later down the line, they'd release this motorcycle without it. So I kind of like that they set it up so that you can get both versions here. It's like, I don't know, the fan in me thinks they're listening. The business guy in me thinks they're thinking, oh crap, our sales are down. We got to start doing everything we can to appease the fans. But I don't know that that's true. It's just how my head works. John, Ghost Rider is a good, faithful adaptation, but I've never liked the look. I get that. I get that. Like going back to that Wolverine, the brown suit, even though it sounds like those yellow knees are accurate, it just is jarring to me, you know, like it just doesn't, it seems wrong. Alex, isn't there a Moscow version? Of the bear? Yeah, the Ursa. It was Ursa Major, right, guys? It was a Build-A-Figure, I believe. Star, being in that hairsuit in New York heat, the sweat smell must be off the charts. I hope he washes that thing on a regular basis. That's why, Star, I think he needs to maybe just move to Chicago and be a mascot for the Bears, like Anton was saying. Mesco version. What? Really? Spider-Man villains are mostly either animal or mythical elemental based, such as goblins or octopus or Sandman. That makes sense. Ghost Tab, that's first appearance Ghost Rider, I think. I might be wrong, so I'm tempted to get him. Johnny Blaze, baby. Nerds! What's going on, Mr. Manson? John, let's see, got some snow this weekend for photo sets, baking powder, and fake Christmas snow for displays. We'll see which works better. Man, I'd be curious about that. I know you don't want to use flour because that stuff's going to just stick and get everywhere. Baking powder might be a really good call, though. Let's see, John, Matt's lucky. We got actual snow, but I don't get snow themed figs. Yeah, stupid actual snow. And it's not supposed to warm up to kind of melt it a little bit until Wednesday. And by Wednesday, I believe I'm talking next Wednesday. So not cool, or literally kind of cool, but not fun. Not fun. Yep. All right. Thanks, Star. Appreciate it. Pixelated. I don't get how they can have proper waste for G.I. Joe Classified, but not Legends. I get that they reuse parts, but they also do all new molds from time to time. I know, Pixelated. I know. That Wolverine that they did, the fact that they haven't integrated that into more characters just makes me sad. Like, I understand when people say they like Ab Crunch for a lot of crazy articulation. Like, we've talked about in the past how the first G.I. Joe wave had kind of a ball peg waist and an ab crunch. That kind of articulation would be perfect for Spider-Man. So, like, if you want to do a Spider-Man that can really crouch down and get into crazy positions, I think that's the way to go. But for most characters, I think it's the way they did the Wolverine and the way that G.I. Joe does most of their figures now. I just think it's a good idea, but I'm not anywhere in the Hasbro hierarchy, which probably is a good thing. I'd probably get fired in the next round. Spaded paint done. Black wash and a layer of Mod Podge, and it's game over. Spaded, look at you go, man. That table's going to be nice, isn't it? Anton, the Spirit of Vengeance. Awesome. Yep. Issue 1 of Johnny Blaze's characters worth a lot of money. Oh, I'm sure. And I have to warn you, Dave, if you look directly into his eyes, he would give you the penance stare and you couldn't buy any more action figures. There's no, I have nothing to be, to have penance for. Penitent, right? Am I going with the right word? I have nothing to be penitent for. Maybe that's accurate. Maybe I'm way off. And then we jump to the Abomination, which on one hand, I think has a really cool look. On the other hand, he's from a body from 5 years ago with new heads and no new hands. So what's everybody think about this? I love this. But as I look at it, I want more. Now, what I want doesn't matter, considering, like I've said, I don't really get a whole lot of legend stuff. But I don't know. Like, it's still, I think it's a pretty good looking, like, one of the things they could have done is they could have expanded out the chest a little bit more and just widened this, like, just retool this piece. The piece between, like, his lower torso and his shoulders and his neck. Just retool this to make this a little wider. And I think he'd look a little better. But overall, even though I'm sitting here saying this is a 5-year-old mold, I still think they put it to pretty good use. So what do you guys think? Are you getting the Abomination? And what other Hulk figures? Because they mentioned that this is the first of 4 different Hulks that are going to show up, or 4 different figures like this in this Hulk packaging that's going to show up in 2026. So tell me what you think of this guy. and let me know what other characters you think are going to show up for Marvel Legends when it comes to the Hulk guys. Rick the penitent man kneels before God. There it is. There, and that's what I was thinking. I was thinking Indiana Jones. I was totally going Last Crusade on there. Thank you, Brick. I thought that was right, but I didn't want to totally be an ignoramus. John, Abomination is the opposite of Grizzly. No good accessories. Still looks good. I mean, that head sculpt's kind of crazy, though. Star, Disney aside, if Jada could do all the characters from The Incredibles 2, I'd cry. They would kill any of that stuff. Like, one of my favorite Disney movies actually is Lilo and Stitch. Can you imagine if Jada did a Lilo and Stitch line? I would, of course, want a giant rusty blue beetle so he could say, blue punch buggy, no punch back. Pixelated is the only option for Abomination I consider passing, but I pre-ordered the Mezco Hulk. Ah, you know what? Why you gotta say that? I did the same. Oh boy. Yeah. We'll see. Maybe Mezco. I don't know. I don't know. Is the Abomination, like the Hulk, the perfect Hulk, is worth it to me to spend that kind of money. But is the Abomination enough of a character for me to think, oh yeah, I got to spend $150 to get the perfect Abomination? Or would the Marvel Legends one work? I don't know. Now my brain hurts. Anton, we got snow here in New Jersey and it's very cold. A lot of it's turned to ice. Man, Anton, I'm sorry, dude. You probably got some of what we got. Actually, no. So we were in Ohio this past weekend around Cleveland, and there was some snow, quite a bit of snow that came in that area. You might have gotten it from that storm that went through. That head reminds me of Jeepers Creepers. Ooh, that's a good call, Alex. Creepy, but I likes it. All right, now we're getting crazy. We have Kitty and Colossus. And I don't know. I'm looking at this. I don't get super critical until I get on the live stream somehow. So I'm looking here trying to see if there was any movement at the waist for Colossus. Obviously, the female figures don't tend to have anything at the waist. So you can't do a whole lot with their torso turns. But I mean, you can get a little bit, but it's more the way that Shooting the Galaxy did this. He kind of angled it down so the yellows would still line up, which is a really good call. If he turned her at all at the abdomen, then that wouldn't have worked so well, or at the diaphragm, I'm sorry. If he turned her there, it would have broken up the sculpt quite a bit. So angling it down was a good call. Lockheed, I think this is a great head sculpt for Kitty as well. But you gotta love Lockheed just hanging out. I can't believe there were a few live streams ago I could not remember the name of Lockheed. I felt bad for my own brain. But yeah, I'm loving what we've got at Colossus. I'm trying to see the head sculpt there. It's a little tough to see a shiny head sculpt, but we're also looking at renders. So yeah, I don't like this. What's going on there? And maybe Shooting the Galaxy didn't do this. Now that I'm looking at him and thinking maybe this is renders, although maybe it's not. Maybe this is actual shots of the stuff. But I don't see, if he had turned Kitty's torso here, then she would have gotten all out of whack, kind of like Colossus did here. So I'm wondering if Colossus has a waist twist at all. Like, a waist cut isn't great, but I don't know. Like, if I've told you guys a few times, if it's me, I'm designing and there's only room for one point of articulation in the torso, I'm giving him the ball peg waist instead of the diaphragm cut. But who knows what the budget allows? I don't know. And maybe they're trying to keep things together like so it all matches the old Marvel Legends figures. It's just a real shame because that is making it so they're not keeping up with current trends. Whew, I must have been talking for a bit. John, yeah, Anton, you're just 2 states up from me here in Maryland, so I can imagine. Yeah, never showed the Abomination next to any Hulks. That's fair, sci-fi. We might have to look up though. We can look up the Gamer Edition Abomination, like any reviews of that from way back when, and probably somebody had to have stood him up next to one of the Hulks. So we might be able to see comparisons there because it is the same body as that one. See, Anton, I love the classic cauliflower ears on the Abomination. They look right. I mean, I can't complain. Yeah, I'm in on this two pack. Love these characters. Yeah, Kitty and Colossus have always been really cool, but I'm kind of the X guy. Like X-Men is awesome. It's always been one of my favorites. Like the books I collected the most when I was a kid was basically anything Wolverine, anything X-Men, and a lot of Batman. So I loved all this stuff, except I stopped before Astonishing really took hold. Still, I knew plenty about Kitty and Colossus before then. Kitty and Piotr. Yeah, he looks pretty good, doesn't he? Star. Anyone remember if that Batman from Arkham City showing off at WonderCon 2025 is from InArt or LPZZ? I got nothing. How about Star, guys? And he's probably one of the nastiest of the Hulk villains. Yeah, he can stand tall to toe with him, and he wants poison. He once poisoned Betty Ross's blood and almost killed her. Well, that's not a nice guy. Anton, and he almost died a couple of times in Countdown, the other comic series. He was thrown into acid. Ooh. Kitty and Peter are fine on their own as a couples pack. You know what? Yeah, that's fair. And I love this is what I was talking about earlier, where it's just not a hostage pack. If you're trying to complete Astonishing, you want both these figures. So I think it's kind of perfect. I think it's cool of them to do that. Pixelated, the two pack will be ordered on as soon as possible. Nice. Anton, he would look great with your Incredible Hulk. The Abomination? Yeah. I gotta think about that. Anton, he recently fought the Hulk, but it wasn't him. The Abomination skin was taken over by some kind of demon creature. A demon against the Hulk could be interesting. John, Paul Harding just posted close-ups on all the heads he sculpted, including Colossus. I love following that guy. Like the heads, he'll show that stuff from time to time. His work is insane. I gotta find his page again so I can check those out. I mean, I do follow him. I just, for whatever reason, it wasn't coming up. On the other hand, maybe if he just did, I've been talking through the live stream. Pixelated, as a collector, it's tough to not complete the Astonishing team. I've replaced Beast and would love to also replace my old Colossus. The addition of Kitty with a more accurate costume is a draw. Nothing wrong with that. I think, like I said, man, I think they kind of nailed it with this pack. That Astonishing Comics run is a really good read. I have to do that. That's the one where Colossus actually comes back, right? Because I did read where the Legacy virus got him. Anton, Kitty Pryde looks great. I like that uniform and the blue uniform that she used to wear. The one when she was with Excalibur, right, Anton? Oh, I remember that. But yeah, this is good stuff. I think aside from what's going on at the torsos, I think they're doing a good job. I think Marvel Legends has really stepped it up with the details. And then we've got the Punisher Hulkbuster, which I know nothing about this. I've seen people basically saying, yeah, I don't really need that, but I really want that Frank head. So what do you guys think? Have you gone nuts? Are you thinking, I kind of want this Hulkbuster Frank? Or are you thinking, nah, we can pass by this? Again, by the way, before I get too crazy and say, crazy things, I think the sculpt here is pretty remarkable. And I think the paint, what they did here with the skull, I mean, it does look like this thing's kind of got a bit of a wash, at least up here. It's hard to tell around sorry, guys. Hard to tell around these more dark gray / black areas what's going on. But this looks really good. Like, I think it's kind of funny because I saw a lot of people saying they don't really need it. But at the same time, it's funny that figures that Legends really chooses to put a lot of care into, because I mean, it seems people aren't into it so much, but they really poured their heart and soul into designing this thing. It looks It looks really good. I just don't know anything about him in that suit. Anton, I don't know if anyone knows this. For Kitty, almost married Star-Lord at one time. I did know that, actually. I don't know why I knew that, but I did know that. I might have been looking up Star-Lord because I didn't know much about Guardians of the Galaxy when that came to theaters. But yeah, I'm just curious. I think they really went all in on this, and I think it looks fantastic. I wonder, this is a new sculpt, isn't it? Or at least parts of it are new. Like the shoulder pads weren't on the original Hulkbuster, were they? Obviously, the skull here wasn't. So help me out. I'm curious about this now. That Frank head is kind of perfect though, all beat up and bandaged. I likes it. Okay. Not much with old Frank, eh? Let's see. Pixelated. I have no connection to that Punisher, but I'll keep an eye out for it to go on sale. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people are saying, but it's for that same reason. It's not because they think it looks like a bad figure. It's just because I really think these days people are looking for reasons not to get something. And so if they don't know the character, they're just not going to worry about it. Or obviously, we all know the Punisher, but they're not thinking, this is a look they don't recognize. But yeah, I think collecting is coming down. So many people are doing so many good things in the collecting space right now that I think it has come down to we need to come up with reasons to not get some stuff so that we can get only the cream of the crop and so that our own versions of our Mr. Stabbies don't try to kill us while we sleep. All right, now I've seen this might be the worst tease because pretty much everyone has guessed this is Red Wing for a Falcon Secret Wars pack, and this is a weapon that Smart Hulk / Professor Hulk used. Is that where you guys pretty much are as far as the Marvel Legends teases are concerned? Because yeah, I think that seems about right. I mean, I saw people posting pictures of Smart Hulk with that weapon, and you gotta think this is Red Wing. You gotta think Falcon's gonna show up in a Secret Wars wave. I just don't see what else it could possibly be. But while you guys are mulling that over, let's see what's next. All right, here we go. Now, a lot of those go up. That Deadpool and Wolverine wave, that goes up tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it says mainline plus pulse. So my guess is you can get this pretty much anywhere. And they have to say Hasbro Pulse because marketing. But yeah, these shouldn't be. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. Like the Wolverine, obviously, is going to go. You gotta make sure you lock in that Wolverine, especially like I'm talking the one that's in the yellow and blue with the sleeves cut off. I think you gotta lock him in. I'm thinking maybe Blade and possibly X-23. I'm thinking, okay, so here's what I'm thinking here. I'm thinking the two Wolverines because he's Wolverine. Wolverine just sells, right? I think Blade is just enough of a fan favorite where you got to lock him in. And I'm thinking possibly X-23. And I know Deadpool sells. I just don't know about Cowboy Deadpool. Not sure. Like most of the time, I can look at a wave and just say, oh, yeah, for sure. This is the one you want to pre-order because you're never going to find it in store. Here, I'm looking at them going, there's three, possibly as many as 5 figures here. I think the only one you're not going to have to worry too much about is Cassandra Nova. But aside from her, good luck if you're after these. I think a pre-order is a big deal. Now, January 15th, 2026 for Grizzly here. And then pre-order January 8th of Marvel's Colossus and Kitty Pryde fan channel, including Pulse and Amazon. So there you go. That one is not going to be at your local Target and Walmart. You're going to have to go online for that. And I should have looked here. Yep, Grizzly's the same deal. Fan channel and Pulse. So yeah, man, I don't know what to tell you to go for here. Like I said, usually I'm pretty good. I would say for sure the first two that are going to sell out are the Wolverines, and next is probably Blade. But then X-23 and Cowboy Deadpool are kind of wild cards. I don't know what to say about those. Sci-Fi Kitty S of Peter King, 616 Peter Rasputin, Pete Wisdom, and Peter Quill. Ultimates Universe, Peter Parker, and Peter Rasputin. Wow. There's many ways you could take that first sentence there, but man, oh Kitty. I guess, she's got a type. Anton, yes, when she was with Excalibur, she wore that blue uniform and the blue mask, and she was going through a lot at the time. She thought all her friends were dead. Oh, that's right, because that would have been the Outback era, right? For the X-Men? John, I think Blade, X-23, and one of the Wolverines for me. Nice. Let's see. Gonzo Locke, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. As a Punisher fan, I have to get the new figure. I'm already upset. I missed the Warzone 2-pack. Man, okay, well, that Punisher figure, like I say, I think it looks really good. I just don't know anything about him. So what can you tell us about that? I know people have said he fought the Red Hulk in that uniform. Did it last any time? Like, is it something that he's worn several times or not really? Spaded one, shot you a pic of that table on Insta before I seal it. Oh, Spaded, you're killing me. All right. Let's jump over to that right now. I think before I do, let's make sure. Okay, then he talks about these guys. There you go again, ladies and gentlemen, Fred and Barney. Now let's head over to, clearly I need to check out my messages here. Spaded one, I am impressed, sir. Well played. All right, everybody. This is what Spaded one. He's like, oh, you know what? During the live stream, I'm just going to make a real quick table. Gonzo Locke, I know nothing. It just looks dope, sir. That's okay, man. I'm totally good with that. Everything that looks cool, if you want it, you get it, for sure. Man, yeah, well played, Spaded one. Well played. And you even threw the pizza on there for the turtles. So what did they do? Did they just find a stone table hanging out? I wonder, in the timeline of Earth, when were the Flintstones alive? If the dinosaurs were wiped out, 65 million years ago? So the Flintstones had to be around that time. Were the Flintstones wiped out too? Is this conversation getting far darker than it should be? Spaded one, that kind of stuff is way easier than folks make it out to be. I highly suggest folks just try it out for themselves. I'm going to need to, Spaded one. There's too much that I need done. I'm going to have to figure this stuff out for sure. Oh, what do we have? 827. Anybody else have anything else that we should be talking about this fine evening? Sci-Fi, Cassandra Nova is a bald woman. Lots of possibilities. Moondragon, MCU, Ancient One, the avatar of Vugar from Star Trek, the motion picture, etc. You know what? I saw Star Trek, the motion picture, and I have no idea. It's been a long time since I've seen it, though. I do not remember such an avatar. But you might be right. It might be that people pick her up not necessarily because they want Cassandra Nova, but because they want her for customs. I didn't even think about that angle. Real quick before let's just close Insta now. Whoops, hang on, guys, hang on. Let's get me right there. That'll work. Okay, so here's how bad AI is. When I say Hanna-Barbera AI, please show me Hanna-Barbera characters. Figured you'd all get nightmare fuel a little more out of this. Pixelated, Fred and Barney survived on grit and fruity pebbles. Excellent. They were pretty tough. And they were maybe not bright enough to die from the asteroid. And Winston cigarettes. Yes. Spaded, they taste good, like a cigarette should. Oh no, I'm going to have to find this commercial now, aren't I? That's just bad juju. All right, we're going to hide this real quick so you guys can get another look. Here's another look here at what happens when I say, hey, AI, give me Hanna-Barbera characters. My favorite one that I've noticed so far, like you guys have pointed out how skinny Fred and Barney are, but I think my favorite one is the Scooby. Somebody pointed out that he has hooves. I didn't even notice that, but it's like a Scooby head on a dachshund body. That is cracking me up. Like all this stuff is high quality. I'm trying to figure out, well, obviously up here, it's got to be George and Judy or Jane. No, it's got to be George and Jane, but those are really poor Georges and Janes. And this bubble isn't all the way over their head. They'd probably just pass out from no air. Let's see. Spade Scooby also has a horse tail. Yup. Sci-fi, the only downside to inarticulate Batman is he's more 7-inch in art Batman, I'm assuming, right? Is he's more 7-inch and his double knee when you use the bottom half looks really wonky long. I haven't noticed the articulation, but I have noticed that he's huge. So I'm hoping they do some adjustment on that. Fred's bike has no front tire? What? Okay, hold on. The guy on the bottom left has no front paws and 2 tails. Okay, hang on. We gotta see. What? That's okay, so Barney's bike, no front tail, or no front tire. Oh dear, man. What is even happening? Oh, StreamYard. You need to get your AI under control. Look, it's okay if you can't do the Hanna-Barbera stuff, but you at least gotta make sure that cats have one tail, unless we're totally talking about a scary cat. I don't know. Let's see. Bottom right boy has a face growing out of the right side of his face. His foot is a mouse's ear. Oh, I can do this all day. No, that's good. That's good. Oh my God, you're not wrong. Oh, this one's for you, Anton, since you didn't get to see it earlier. Let's see, Anton, install armor from Tony Stark Kenny. It was only an unlimited series stuff. It was only in the limited series. Was that the... So you're talking about the Punisher armor, right? Oh, yeah. This stuff's so pretty. Isn't AI beautiful? All right, guys. Well, it is that time of night. We've been going for an hour and a half, a little over, in fact. So you know the drill. Thank you very much for stopping by this fine evening. It's massively appreciated because you all know you could have done anything else tonight and you decided to come here and hang out with all of us. So thank you very much. And hey, until next time, have fun. Happy snapping. See ya. This is where I hit end stream and things are about to get weird. Doo-doo, doo-doo.